But look at this one. This was hidden away as well. Could not be read or seen. In all the overgrowth. Magnificent headstone. Look at that. Hi guys, welcome back. So today you might be familiar with this area here. This is the old graveyard here that myself and Winnie were involved in. It was extremely overgrown, so I'm back here today to show you the finished project, to show you what's done, and maybe a small little bit left to do, not very much. But major work has been done here. So we can actually read the graves that we could never see. And these graves were hidden here for decades and could not be read or even seen. So it's amazing to see the place today. It's visible. There's some absolutely stunning old graves here. I walked around and had a quick look as well. Chest tombs, headstones, elaborate looking ones, and so on. So without further ado, let's walk around and read a couple that we couldn't see, as I was saying, for years. So here lies the body. This one is of Thomas Richard, Esquire, who departed this life March 1783, aged 63 years old. So an Esquire. Very interesting graves in here. So the work was done in here, completed. All the overgrowth was cut down. Willie was involved. I had a little part to play in it here myself as well. I haven't been back here for a while. I've been meaning to do the video. I was sick myself with a virus and the weather was crap and stuff. So anyway, we'll do today. So this says, this is in memory of Edward Pierce, Esquire, medical doctor in this county, who departed this life 1846 in his 67th year of his age. And an interesting part of it there, it says, for 26 years he filled the situation as medical attendant to the Bridgetown dispensary, and his sister-in-law Eliza also is laid to rest here, and she passed away in 1845, aged 50 years old. So very interesting old graves, you know, and it's great to see that the place is tidied up and we can actually read them. So this is Catherine Emma, wife of Thomas Charge, I think, Captain the 18th Royal Irish, who died the 21st of March 1877, and also Christopher Wright Charge, aged 2 days. So only a little boy buried there, sad to see. So we'll continue on down around and I'll show you the ones we couldn't read. Now in here, in this old graveyard, is a grave. I was talking to you about this before, and it's actually a grave, and it's the great grandparents, I should say, of Oscar Wilde. And there's a little story about who's buried there as well. Very important people, and I'll tell you why. But look at this one. This was hidden away as well. Could not be read or seen in all the overgrowth. Magnificent headstone. Look at that. And it says, in memory of Jessie Maud, who was born in 1870 and died in 1875. And we have a Margaret born October 1871 and died in 1875. Daughters of Henry Grant and Louisa Gahagan. So we have two little children there as well. Sad, a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old little daughters. Of course, it's always sad to see the younger ones with a beautiful headstone, and the wrought iron railing, unfortunately, has kind of fallen down around it, and that would be true. Years of bad weather and all the overgrowth that was, you know, nature taking over, wrapped itself around it. Now, the one I want to show you, and I'm going to try and get in here, is this chest tomb just here. Now, inside here is a lot of rubble and just parts of the old tomb. Now, I do have a picture of this. Willie actually sent me a picture of this, so I'll put that over the video as well so you can see it better. But here it says, here lies the body of Jane Elgie, the beloved and lamented wife of the Reverend John Elgie, rector of the parish of Wexford, on the 18th day of May 1807, I think. So the name we see here, the Reverend John and Mary, or sorry, I mean Jane Elgie and the Reverend John Elgie as well. So these would be the great-great-grandparents of Oscar Wilde. Now, the Reverend John was involved a lot in the 1798 rebellion and lived in Wexford. And I believe he came from Dundalk in Ireland to live in Wexford. He was also mayor of Wexford as well. So basically, Reverend John Elgie was involved with the pikemen in the 1798 rebellion. He was supposed to be very charitable and very good to the poor and the people in the area, and also was supposed to have helped, you know, the soldiers back in the day as well, for the pikemen. So they actually spared his life. So really, when you think about it, would we have an Oscar Wilde on this earth? Would we have had him? Would he be in, you know, in the world at all? Maybe without these people. If he was killed during the 1798 rebellion, they spared his life. I think he had a young daughter then who was born. Around the time he died, she was a small baby, his daughter. And she grew up and had children, I think. And so on down the line, it ended up that we had the great Oscar Wilde. I'm not too sure about the story, but if I find any more information, I will put it up over the video. You're going to have to excuse. There's a very annoying dog next door in a house that won't shut up barking. He's going to give himself a sore throat, as you can hear. But beautiful graves here. To see all these, you know, that we could never see before. Now straight ahead you see the brown door there. Now that is a crypt. Now I won't be showing you that today. I have been here before and done a video of that crypt. So if you want to see what's inside that old crypt, just there. And there is coffins in there. And they're the Grogan family from nearby Johnstown Castle. So if you want to see what's inside that crypt, I'll put the link to that video in the description box below. So we have another chest tomb here. Look at this one. And this is erected to the memory of Thomas Henry, youngest son of Captain Brunker of Wexford, who died the 3rd of March 1837, aged 20 years old. Also to the memory of Captain James Brunker, late of the 5th Dragoon Guards, who died the 17th of July, and the ear is actually broken off just over there. But he looked like he was 84 years old. But amazing looking, aren't they, those old chest tombs? All the old brick. So this was all cleared. That was completely covered over. We're talking a couple, 6, 7, maybe 8 feet tall of overgrowth in this old graveyard. And now it can be seen. And a lot is down to, you know, Willie. And of course the people who contributed towards the channel, to myself and Willie, for the work that was done here. So I want to say a big thank you to the people that donated towards this as well, who watch my channel. You know who you are. I don't need to mention any names, but I just want to say a big thank you. So we have this huge one here as well. This is very, very elaborate looking. Beautiful, look at that. And it's great to see it, that we can actually walk up and read it as well. It says, of a much sacred to the memory of a much loved husband and a darling son. This monument was erected as a tribute to their worth and virtues by Elizabeth Geraldine Grogan. Now they're the Grogans of nearby Johnstown Castle, as I mentioned. Very, very wealthy family in the area. And of course related to Cornelius Grogan, another famous leader in the 1798 rebellion here in Wexford. Now he is buried here in this old graveyard, but he was beheaded on Wexford Bridge, and his comrades had to take his body from the river. His body was thrown in the river, so he was buried somewhere here secretly. Nobody really knows where his grave is. It could be, you know, his grave is unmarked. So there's a tree just growing out the side of that part of it there. So, you know, there's still a little bit to be done around here, little jobs like that, but much better. We have a couple here on the ground, and this is sacred to the memory of Marianne Ben, who departed this life on the 15th of June 1837, aged 38 years, and her husband Patrick, and he died in 1858, aged 75 years old. So amazing to see. All this place is tidied and cut. Look at this old wrought iron grave here. And this is a memory of John D. Foley, who departed this life on the 20th of January 1890. And that looks like a lily, I think, on top of that there in that design. Beautiful old graves. Another really old one here, sacred to the memory of Gerald, infant son of, alright, just pull away that part, infant son of Captain Raymond H.P. 44th Regiment, who died October 1874, aged only 5 weeks old, guys. Look at that. So we have a little 5-week-old baby that's buried here, and his father's Captain Raymond. There's one down here in its own, in the corner of the old graveyard. Hopefully I'll be able to get in and read this one. Looks like John Bishop, age 42, who died in 1917. And you can see the church there now, and before this was completely covered in overgrowth. You wouldn't even see only half that church from the bottom part there. Extremely overgrown. So I'm going to make my way over this way, read a couple of more. Very interesting to find that one. Elgie, great grandparents of Oscar Wilde. How amazing is that? Some really old ones here, wrought iron ones. These were all brought to light again. Erected by Martha Giant in memory of her husband Charles Giant, who died in 1880, aged 78 years old. Look at that. All the old wrought iron is just falling off it there. And inside, I don't know if it's part of this grave, but there's a beautiful headstone here. Look at that, with those designs on it, and it has broken away from the top of the headstone. Look at that, beautiful. That's probably the rest of it down there, in that area. And it's a pity it broke, because the stonework on it is amazing. We have one that's fallen over here. Here lie the mortal remains of Thomas Smith, late of Queenstown, native of Kilmarnock. Wow, look at that, guys. Thomas Smith, native of I'm just trying to get my gimbal to straighten here for me. Late of Kilmarnock, Scotland. Look at that. Who departed this life the 27th of June 1857, age 86. So we have a man here from Kilmarnock in Scotland. Also his wife Mary, and she died in 1872, age 76 years old. So you just never know what you're going to find in these old graveyards. And here lie the mortal remains of Robert Henry Smith, who departed this life on the 4th of December 1867, aged 36. Left a sorrowing widow and friends to lament his loss. Beautiful words and beautiful inscription. Look at this one here. A monument that's still standing. That dog is very annoying, isn't he, guys? I should have brought a pair of earmuffs for him. I think he's going to need those sweets for sore throats if he doesn't stop. Anyway, here lies the body of Edward Cullen, Esquire, age 77. For the last 25 years, Barrack Master of Wexford, and he departed this life the 19th of April 1847. This inscription is dedicated to his memory by his only and sorrowing child, Catherine Elizabeth Daniel. Wow. And we can just see it there now again. I'll try and go around the other side and give you a look. So that was erected by his only daughter. Beautiful. Another beautiful one here. Hopefully I'll be able to read from here. It's an obelisk style one. Clifford Ashfield, it says. Erected by Edward John Clifford. In memory of his father Edward Darcy Clifford, who died the 19th of February 1874, aged 74 years, and his sister Barbara, who died in 1860, aged 24 years old. And we have an Isabella Francis, who died in 1867, aged 28, and also his mother Barbara Kirkman Clifford, died the 18th of April 1875, aged 77 years old. A beautiful grave, really is. And as I said, I have to apologise, guys, for the dog bark. There's nothing I can do about that. As you can see, a better view of it there. So all the area here was cut. Overgrowth. We can see there's a couple around the area, like markers. They're unmarked graves. They're just like stone markers, people who couldn't afford headstones. We can see one here. So, but great to see this place, and great to see it completed as such. I was looking forward to coming back here to show you another nice one here, sacred to the memory of Charlotte Louisa, the dearly loved wife of Surgeon Lieutenant Colonel William Elgie, who died the 22nd of December 1896. So there's another Elgie name, and I'm sure because it's beside the chest tomb just there, these are all the same family. The name Elgie related to the famous Oscar Wilde. So how amazing it is to be able to come here and read all these. They were absolutely covered, and I mean, when you look at the height of the bush just there, that's really how tall the overgrowth was in here. So marvellous work done here. So a big thank you to Willie for doing the work here, and anyone else who's involved in the project. I was here myself. I wasn't here that long, but I got stuck in as well and done whatever I could. Brilliant job, well done. I'm so proud to see it completed, and I hope it's kept the same way. And it's actually a lovely old graveyard here, I think, for people, to even come in here and do like tours for, children, to show them Oscar Wilde's great grandparents buried there. And we have esquires and we have colonels, and just a walk-in library, I call it, full of history. So here we have a loving memory of Richard Waddy Elgie, solicitor Wexford, who died the 12th of January 1915, I think that says there, age 77, and of Susan, his widow, who died in April 1916, age 77. So his wife died approximately a year later after her husband. So he was a solicitor. So he was a solicitor here in Wexford, Richard Waddy Elgie. Now, a solicitor in Ireland here would be similar to a lawyer, as you would say in America. You know, a representative, someone who represents somebody in the justice system and the court of law. So, a very good job and a good title. We have more Elgie here. Henry Harvey Elgie, buried in this one. It's windy today, so I hope the microphone is okay, and we will be able to read some more and you can hear me. I know you can hear that dog, that's for sure. I'm not sure if I've done this one yet. I don't think I did. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful, that headstone? There's actually two there. I hope I can read this. Sacred to the memory of Henry Samuel Charles Elgie. So this is more Elgies. Died at New Ross, April 1867. And it's hard to see there the age. Looks like 11th year of his age. Or sorry, 11th year of his ministry. Age 36. So he was 11 years in the ministry, it says. Another one just in there. Look at that beautiful design on that. Isn't that beautiful? And I won't go in there because there's a lot of overgrowth. Now there is one back here near the noisy dog. The dog that's going through my ears. So I'll try and bring you over this way and show you. I did spot one over here and it looks amazing. And it's this one just here. Unfortunately, the inscription is worn on it. But just look what's in the middle of it here. Look at that. And we have a woman just there, you can see. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Stonework there, just in the middle of that. And the grave. Simple, but beautiful. So I'm going to walk around again and go this way and show you. There's the old church. Couple more there that's broke. Hopefully there'll be a trust or some, people that's over that kind of thing that'll be able to fix up these headstones and maybe piece them back together as well. I have a lovely one here with the inscription on it. Here lies the body of Nicholas Fortune, who departed this life the 10th of September 1823, aged 53 years old. So some of them are still readable. Some of them are still readable. Some iron crosses ones just there. Just a little pile of wood here that will be taken away, I'm sure, from the work that was done. I suppose Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. There is a grave in here I want to find as well. I was looking at find a grave, and I think it could be this one here. because it is a Celtic cross design. It's an iron cross. So this is in loving memory of Patrick Doyle, who departed this life on the 14th of September 1900, aged 24 years old. Now the story with Patrick Doyle is, from looking on Find a Grave, and they say on Find a Grave that he drowned. He drowned aged only 24 years old. And what happened was, the boat he was in was overcrowded, it says, I think, on Find a Grave. And he drowned in 1900, aged 24 years old. So a beautiful grave he has here with the Celtic cross, the iron Celtic cross. So I'll just pan around there again and show you. There's a little bit of growth coming back there, but you know, it's not as bad as it was, so it's kept clean now at the moment. We can see a couple of stone markers there, the ground, a couple of headstones. There is a few I've done here. As I said, I'll put the link to that video in the description box below. I have done a video here before, but that was back behind me on the stuff I could read. I couldn't actually get in here. It was so overgrown. You can just see this one here as well. John Allen from Wexford is buried here. So guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I think I'm here now a half an hour or more. So it's great to see the place completed. As I was saying, check out that crypt. I'll put the link in the description box below. Amazing tombs here, graves we've come back to see. And it's nice to see the place covered and it's all cleaned and sorted out. See all the graves. So if you like the video, guys, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Take care. God bless.